I don't know. Okay, it says we're live.
Okay, good. I'm just
Okay, we're live.
okay. I'm gonna try to.
Okay.
All right, good deal. And now I can see the chat because of the new thing that this is actually great
Yeah.
that thing just happened to populate. Hey, what's up, everyone? Stephen Jensen, Jessi Davin here. We'll be here for about a half hour or so, just kicking it, talking to y'all, and talking a little bit about the world of professional wrestling. We got WWE Raw going back to TV PG or going back to TV-14, and the PG era is over now, seemingly. So we're gonna talk about that a little bit, and we'll talk about AEW new World Tag Team Champions, Keith Lee, Swerve in our glory. Great match. So yeah,
Yeah.
we're gonna talk about that a little bit and just hang out for a minute. Pretty much just do something before the UFC starts for me. And Jesse's got a kind of a chill weekend this weekend, so we were finally able to get
Right.
together and do the show. Miss seeing y'all and talking to y'all, and
Yeah.
miss seeing and talking to Jesse. So, Jesse, how you
I
been? How you
know.
been?
I've been good. I've been good. Just hanging out. I got Mayo Clinic appointments in the middle of August, so I'm happy about that. Um, Thanks to everyone who's donated to the GoFundMe. That's been really helpful. I'm gonna use that money to pay for my Mayo Clinic bills, which are gonna be outrageous. So, um, yeah, I've been good. Been streaming on Twitch a lot.
Nice.
Um, yeah. So yeah, everyone's been asking me about you, and
Hmm.
I'm like, he's working. He's working. He's getting that bag. He's making that money. I'm like,
Yeah,
he's doing great.
yeah. It's exactly that. Like I've taken definitely a big kind of step back when it comes to certain stuff with wrestling. Unfortunately, like I haven't been able to do the show with you. Haven't been able to do the shows with SP3. Really, I mean, like it's been. I can still interact with people and stuff, but like the my
Right.
big chunk of my week is just I'm just unavailable now. But
Mm-hmm.
I'm still able to do the weekend or every Sunday because I can record that whenever I need to, which is great.
Hmm.
Still doing the spotlight with Jeremy on Thursdays. Still doing my Tuesday night show with Doug because that's so late at night. That's after anything I would have had to do. Um,
Yeah.
but uh, but yeah, it's been good though. The job's going well. I love working from home. Um, so yeah. And then also, my dad just had a minor heart surgery yesterday, and it sounds like everything went
Oh,
well.
beauty.
So
Oh, good,
supposed to be
good,
going home
good.
today, which is good. My
Oh,
my brother's
good.
got another surgery coming up, but that's not nearly as like his thing is. I've talked about how he's had brain surgeries,
Yeah.
but he has to get like maintenance done on his on some of like there's certain like parts that are
Yeah.
connected for his surgery. So like he has to get basically like
You gotta get the updated
it's
software.
like literally that
Yeah.
so he has to to make a long story short, he has to get his batteries changed out for his equipment pretty much, and they have to do it like every 5 years. So every 5 years they go in, they cut them open in the same spot. There's already like a hole there, and they just like
Wow.
they screw the new battery in, unscrew it, and he's in there and
That's
he's in there
insane.
and out in the same day. I mean, it's like it's literally like getting
Is it
maintenance done on your
outpatient?
vehicle. Yeah, like it's
That's
yeah,
insane.
yeah.
How cool is that?
Yeah, it's like Iron Man shit. It really is. It's
Yeah.
nuts.
That's
Um,
wild.
but but yeah, so he's got to get that done soon. He's literally just waiting for the battery to come in, and then then it's like same day.
He's waiting for the parts
Yeah,
to
waiting for
come
the parts
in.
to come in. It's fucking wild. Um, but yeah. Anyway, yeah, everything. But yeah, it's been good. Just I've been collecting my action figures, of course. This is a pretty new one that came in. The new Cody in a suit, like that guy.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
yeah.
Executive Cody Rhodes.
Executive Code. You got the old school Jericho back here. Very proud of the Corazon De Leon Luminary.
Oh,
Got
nice.
The old Jericho. But yeah,
Wow.
I've got a ton of action figures in here that I'm still in the process of opening and unboxing and stuff. Got this little Dude Love I haven't opened yet.
Awesome.
It's pretty cool. Dude Love.
Oh,
Dude Love.
cool.
Got DX. The new DX is pretty cool.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
nice.
Um,
Let's
but
go.
and I also you'll really like what I just ordered. I
Ooh.
overpaid. Well, I shouldn't say overpaid, but
Hi, normal guy. Hello, and hi, pile driver.
yes, hello everyone in the chat. We will get to your chats here in just one moment. Good to see everybody. Um, I um, I bought it just released Well, it originally released during like a pay-per-view weekend. I can't remember which pay-per-view it was. But anyway, long story short, I just bought one of the 3,000 limited edition Kenny Omegas. That
Oh, I saw
yeah, it's the
that.
AEW shop exclusive. Just bought it. So
Yes, that's
should have it
awesome.
on
That's so
should have it on
bad.
Monday. Very proud about that. Did you do anything for Prime Day? Did you buy anything on Prime Day?
I got this, my mom got me this computer next to me, the one that I use for streaming. It was like $200, and it wasn't even from Amazon Prime. It was on Best Buy
Oh, nice. What?
because I was disappointed with the Prime Day sales.
Really?
I'm like, yeah, I was like, well, unless you're buying an Alexa or anything like that, like that's the only time when you should really get those is on Prime Day because they're like $5, you know? Those little devices are like $5.
Yeah.
That's the time to get those. But if you're like not buying any like actual Amazon products, the deals are pretty shit, honestly. You're better off getting a lightning deal.
Yeah, that's a good call. The coincidentally my brother, it had nothing to do with Prime Day, but he wound up signing up for Amazon Prime like 2 days before Prime Day, and we didn't know that it existed, and I I was sitting there like at work, and oh, new super chat, thank you, Sean. Oh, you added new graphics, nice. I was like, what is that?
Oh, is that? Oh, wow. Okay, so that's mine.
Dude, that works. I'm down. We'll read your super chat in just a second to Sean. Thank you as always for being a part of the chat. Um,
Thank
but yeah,
you.
so we literally we didn't know Prime Day existed, and then I don't know. Sorry, y'all. Jesse's thing's just gonna keep moving. This is probably the last time we're gonna use OBS. By the way, we're gonna figure out a new layout for the next time we do this. I'm over OBS. I only use it for this show at this point. Um,
I'll use Stream. We can use Streamlabs.
yeah,
I have Streamlabs.
we'll get it figured out for next week for sure, or for next time we do this. Anyway, you're gonna have to deal with Jesse's
We're gonna
face.
just keep growing.
Yeah, it just keeps going back and forth. Don't know why. But anyway,
You'll
so I was working, and someone I was working with, like, we got in like a video chat, and they were like, "Yeah, I'm getting all this good stuff for Prime Day," and I was like, "What's Prime Day?" And they were like, "Oh yeah, it's like these 2 days where all these deals on Amazon." And I was like, "Oh shit, I have Amazon Prime now because my brother has a login," and so I went on there. Didn't get a whole lot of stuff, but I did get some stuff that was on like pretty heavy discount. I should have got some
Really?
electronics, like you were just saying though,
Right.
like if they were Amazon branded. Because I don't know if Amazon. I need a new like Roku or like Apple TV or
Yeah,
something like that.
their Fire Sticks were on sale.
See, I should
Yeah.
have got something like that. I didn't.
But just wait till Black Friday. They'll be on sale then
True.
too.
That's coming up before we know it. Also, like Christmas is like
Right?
not is like less than half a year away already, which is nuts. But yeah, for Prime Day, I didn't get too many things, but I did get I got the SCU Amazon exclusive 2-pack come with tag team titles. They're in like a
Oh,
different
nice.
yeah, and I just got them because they were exclusive and because they were like instead of being like almost $50, they were like $20. Um,
Oh,
Good
dang.
deal. I bought this Power Ranger set that was like it's usually like
Those stay
$60, and I got it
Yeah.
for like 30, so it was about half off. Also, got some Funko
Nice.
Pops, and when I'd be remiss if I didn't mention this guy right here that I just purchased off of eBay. So got the
What?
OG Green Ranger sword to go with my
Yo.
OG White Ranger.
Oh!
Let's go. Let's go.
Let's go. You ready? That's a. Oh!
Yeah. This one I need to put batteries in and play with a little bit, but
You're ready to go. Let's go. Come at him. Come at Steven. Come
the
at him.
funniest shit was
Dare
my
you.
brother was like, I showed him this and I was like, this is used, but I got a really good deal on it, and this is vintage. This is 1994, but
Yeah.
and so was the white one, but see, there's a little bit of like a nick, you kind of barely see it, and my brother was like, oh man, you're gonna have to sharpen your sword. I was like. But yeah, this is my childhood, kind of.
Come at him. Come at him. I dare you.
Yeah.
I dare you.
Yes.
I dare you.
Come at me. So yeah,
See?
that's been the big advantage of having a shoot job for sure. Is like anything I
Yeah.
want to buy, I'm
Being
just
able to get
buying.
shit.
Unlike,
Right? You got no kids. You got no wife. You got no one to please but yourself.
Exactly.
Treat yourself. I love it.
Exactly. We have I just
Yes,
hang out with that giant Sonic from Dave and Buster's.
that's right. Oh my God, I love that.
Yeah.
Do you still do that every Wednesday?
No, we haven't been able to because my job.
Oh,
But
boo.
yeah, we'll get over there sometime soon. But we have named him Sonic Nurmagomedov because I have a Popovka, one of those like it was like a big
Yeah,
cotton or like a big Q-tip type hat, and
yeah,
and a lot of Russians wear them. And Russian fighters wear
yeah.
them as well, and um. And so I have one of those. So I put it on Sonic. He's just always wearing the Popovka. So we just call him Sonic Nurmagomedov. Um,
That's a legendary
yeah,
name.
and if we need the room to be a little more full, we just put him in a seat in like on my couch or in one of the, like the in one of the chairs.
I need more
Yeah,
company.
we need more company. It's just like grab Sonic Nurmagomedov.
I love it.
My brother was joking when I was applying for this job. He was like, you should have put Sonic Nurmagomedov as a reference on
Oh
your
my God, that
application.
would be hilarious.
All right, Deshaun, let's read your super chat. It says, "Get
Yes.
ready to see some tits." Was that actually? I want to make sure I read that right. Didn't just like
Yeah.
Freudian slip that. Okay, you're ready to see some tits from the crowd in Rome and to say the F word more. Oh, for WWE Raw going TV-14. Yes, Deshaun, thank you for the super
Here's what I
chat.
think. Thank you so much,
Yeah,
Deshaun. Thank you so much. Here's what I think the reason that they did this, all right? Raw is 3 hours long. That's too long, honestly.
yep,
Let's be real. But it's 3 hours long. To me, the TV-14 rating is really not going to change anything. It's just to give them more leeway creatively. Like, because that third hour is rough. That third hour is like the toughest hour to get through of television, I swear. And it's honestly, I think it's more leeway creatively
yeah.
because let's I mean, they're still a publicly traded company. They're not changing who they're going for. Like they're still gonna be going after little kids. That sounds really bad, but you know what I mean? Um, but like honestly, I mean, would I love to see some more titties in the crowd and Roman to say the F word more? Hell yeah. I mean, I'm down for a nip slip. I'm down for F words,
Well, so back in
you
the day,
know?
chicks used to like flash DX in the crowd. Like that was, that was
Yeah.
a whole
Yeah, it was a
moment in time.
thing.
Sable used
I
to get
know,
her
it's like
top
Mardi
ripped
Gras.
off, and it was just painted hands on her chest.
Right, right. And so, is the TV-14 thing really happening? I thought the guy retracted his statement. Andrew Zarian, I do trust
Yeah,
Andrew Zarian's reporting. He's very accurate. And I do think that he was accurate there. However, plans can change. I think Brian Alvarez even said that. They could have pulled back on it. Um, I think, and I firmly believe that even if it did pull back, that I think there was initially a TV-14 plan in place if they've pulled out of it.
yeah. That's something about wrestling reporting that people have to always keep in mind. It's something that Dave Meltzer, I think, it's kind of like shit on a lot for no reason. Like or for
Right.
reason, but people just don't understand, I guess. Or maybe they just. I mean, there's also people that are just going to be haters, regardless of not just him, but
Mhm.
anyone. I mean, Sean has more haters than probably anyone in wrestling right now. And
Ridiculous.
obviously he's one of my best friends in wrestling, which is it's just bizarre
Right.
seeing kind of both sides of that. Obviously, Sean's the same dude. You know, we know Sean more, on a better level,
Right.
but like it's wild seeing how people go after him the way that they do, and a lot of it has to do with you know, kind of the status or whatever that they have in the community of like being the people who are breaking the news. And Dave Meltzer has been in that role for like 40 years or something. I mean, he's been doing this for so
Right.
long. And what people need to understand is in the wrestling business, it's different than reporting or doing journalism in like a
Right.
traditional sport. You want to try to cover it the same way with like the integrity, and you want to you're always you're always verifying sources and getting more than one source before you break a story and try to get side from both sides and everything. You want to do it the same way, but at the same time, pro wrestling is predetermined, and there's a lot of moving pieces. So like the plans that Dave or Sean or Brian Alvarez or any of these people that could there, it's very possible sometimes that they're going to report something that they legitimately were told by somebody who is credible, and that was the plan, but then plans legitimately change, and sometimes those plans change because the news gets out, and then they go, oh, the entire wrestling world knows that this is going to happen, so let's change it to swerve them. And now all of a sudden people are like,
Right.
Belter's a liar because he was wrong. It's like, well, no, he was actually right. And then
Yeah,
and then he reported it and it became a thing, and then they changed their plans. But like what he reported
right.
initially was correct at the time. So,
Exactly.
but it's also on the flip side, it's the ultimate out card, even if you're just making shit up. So like, so
Right.
there could be someone like a Brad Shepard, for instance,
Oh yeah.
who could just say
With his
something.
sick biceps.
Right, right. But I'm just saying, he could just say something. He could just report something on
Right.
Twitter, and he can always have the out of, well, the plan's changed. And
Right.
it's like
And I
you can't
think
really
that's the
prove that they
problem.
didn't. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Um,
And that's why like reputation is so important in the pro wrestling world. And I feel like that's why having multiple decent sources is really important. I think that's why people like Dave and Sean and Andrew and Brian Alvarez and people like that, John Alba, I feel like they have multiple sources. And when you look at someone like a Brad Shepard who has literally one guy who he pays to give him information, his excuses seem a little bit less reputable, but like you said, that's the problem. That's kind of the the main issue with professional wrestling news is at the end of the day, it all comes down to the decisions of one or two men, whether that be Tony Khan or Vince McMahon, really, or, like you said, things can change creatively. And while it's such a fine line because you want to be able to report it like you would any other sport, it's different than any other sport in the fact that it is predetermined and it is scripted. And so it's definitely, everything comes with an at-risk card subject to change, plans change. And like you said, it's difficult. And that's when you have to look at who reported it, what their kind of basis on reporting that was, and how they came to that conclusion and how they felt safe enough to report it. And that's where reputation comes in hand. And it's hard to build a reputation like that. And I think and it sucks when, reporters don't get, like the good reporters don't get that recognition that they deserve. And it's not like any other sport. It's very different and it's really hard to get up there and become a reputable source. And
yeah,
it's hard to prove like, hey, no, this is true. This is actually what I heard and this is how it was true because you can't name your source.
right. Well, and see, the thing is like, there are plenty of good reporters, like you mentioned. I mean, like,
Right.
you got guys, obviously, like Sean Ross Sapp, I think, is at the top right now. I'm also biased because I work with Fightful, but, like,
Yeah.
I mean, no one, in my opinion, no one's breaking the bigger news more consistently than
He broke the
Sean.
CM
So,
Yeah, he broke the CM Punk
yeah.
story. That's the big
Well, the
one.
cool thing with
Yeah.
Sean is, like, he's still in, like, his mid-30s. So, like, if he keeps his
Right.
sources and keeps the reputation he has and everything, like, he could be this guy for the next 30 years, which is crazy, which is great. I mean, um,
Yeah.
but it's like him, Meltzer. I don't want to leave anyone out, but I've always been a big Brian Alvarez
Right.
guy. Raj from Wrestle Inc. is really good.
Raj.
Cassidy Haynes from Body Slam is good.
Cassidy.
He doesn't
Yeah.
break that much, but like what he does break is accurate.
It's accurate.
And me
Exactly.
and him are we get along really well because we're really into like GCW and kind of the indie scene and stuff.
Yeah.
Um, but then you have like Brad Shepard who literally like
He's
he
a
literally he
guy.
broke one story. He broke the XFL story, and
XFL.
then tried to like use that to like infiltrate the wrestling media space. But instead of like doing it the right way, he just started making shit up and then like getting in fights with people. And it's like the one thing I wish Sean didn't do. I wish he didn't engage as much on Twitter with people.
Right.
Just because
Right.
like I feel like he could be above that. Like I know, and but at the same time,
Easier said than done,
but at the
yeah.
same time, I also don't have like 200,000 followers. Like the
Hmm.
amount of people that are trolling him, I'm sure is overwhelming. And I, so it's something where I don't judge him based off of it. Obviously, I consider him a
Right.
good friend, and he's, I love working with him. Like no, I'm
Hmm.
not trash talking the guy in any way, shape, or form right now. I'm just saying like, if I was him. Once again, I can't put myself in his shoes because I don't have that kind of following to where like it's always coming
Hmm.
at me like that. But like,
Hmm.
I would like to believe that if I had that kind of following, it'd be really easy for me just to like mute people and like I don't even have to block people, just mute them and just like don't respond and
Yeah.
just because it would just make things so much more stressful for me, like going back and forth with these nameless, faceless people that you don't even know who these people are. Like you like
So
just
hard, yeah.
But it's easier said than done, and it also depends on what people are saying about stuff, you and stuff. Like, I get there's layers to it, but it's one of those things where sometimes I'm just like, damn, wish you just didn't even like you're so above this person, like don't even respond,
Right,
like
don't even give them the time
because
of
now
day,
they're
right?
getting the trolls into it. Now they get the Brad Shepherds into it, and now it's like then it becomes a whole thing. Whereas you could have just hit the mute button and just like they don't exist. You know what I mean?
Right,
Um,
exactly.
but that all said, as far as the PG stuff and the TV-14 stuff, I think even if they went to TV-14, it really wouldn't change much either. I think that they tried kind of almost a test of this to a degree with Raw
Mhm.
Underground a little while back.
Right. You know what? That's so
Especially
true.
because that was only for like 9 to 10 p.m. or whatever, right? Or 10 to 11 p.m., whatever it
It
was.
was only for like that last hour or
Yeah,
something.
10 to
Yeah.
11, I think. So, or p.m. Eastern. So, I think that they were kind of testing the idea of like, well, we'll make the last hour a little more edgy. It's underground. It's an
Mhm.
MMA. It's like a real fight. R.I.P. Raw Underground, by the way.
I know. We are such raw underground marks.
Yeah, yeah, that's still probably like the second biggest because I don't get that like crazy engagement on Twitter or anything, but like I think the best, I think the most engagement I ever got on Twitter was for the Cody Rhodes video I put together about him trolling WWE before he went back
Oh,
to
that's right.
WWE.
As a free
Yeah.
agent.
And then
Yeah.
the second biggest
Yeah.
one I think I ever did was the Raw Underground tribute.
Right.
Um,
Yeah, that was so. And then Retribution.
Yeah, that one was that one didn't do as well, but there was still a few hundred people like that or something. But yeah, that
That
I
was
did that to
great.
like Limp Bizkit's break stuff. That's right.
Yeah.
And
Oh my
I was like cutting
God.
like Professor Chaos clips, like trying to be like
Yes.
them. Yeah. Um. Yeah. No, but that all I marked my calendar. I think it's like October of every year is when I retweet the Retribution.
Yes.
Never forget. Um.
Right.
But
That's so legendary.
but yeah, I appreciate that. But you gave me the idea for the retribution one. I think because I think you tweeted the video of the dude throwing the rock. Like
And then
yeah,
the second
yeah,
rock.
yeah. Like that was so. Well, no. This was yes. There was that like the retribution. Like
But it was that clip of that guy at that
yeah,
protest or
right. And
something.
then I was
Yeah.
like we gotta clip this in with the fucking dude throwing the rock through the door that's already shattered. Um, um,
That would be me at a protest.
yeah. um,
Someone else break the window, then I'll throw another rock and pretend like I did
yeah.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
You know what I always go back to? The Whitest Kids You Know. They did a skit about anarchy,
oh
and
god.
they're like, "No work, free movies."
Oh yeah,
So-
nice. That's what they did. That's what they worked on. Um, oh here we go. I'll try to get you a little bit bigger. But yeah, I don't think it would change much regardless with the TV-14. But there are a few things they've done that like them signing Logan Paul, them re-signing or extending Pat McAfee. Those are two things
Right,
that I feel like are kind of leaning towards they're interested in attracting, an 18 to 49 again to some degree.
right,
Um,
right.
but that's been that's been the whole thing is like, I'm always talking about how it's a PG product and they're just trying to keep getting an influx of kids, constantly and just hoping that some of those kids stick around through their teenage years, become lifelong fans into adulthood, get their kids into it and so on and so forth.
Right.
But like I think the
I
main
think the Logan Paul move was genius because that's the future. Younger kids aren't watching TV; they're watching YouTube.
yeah, well right. And the thing with Logan, which is interesting, is like his audience was kids, but now it's
And it's growing.
but now they're older. It's almost like Cena fans kind of, but it's like a generation younger
Yeah.
where it's like now all the Cena
It's the Generation Z.
yeah, right because it's like
Yeah.
so for us like most of the Cena fans now are probably either they're probably in the 18 to 49 demo now. Like, people who grew up on John Cena are now between the ages of 18 and 49. Same with Logan
Mhm.
Paul. It's like Logan Paul, they might be a little bit younger, we're talking,
A
but
little
it's
bit
but it's
younger.
similar from the sense of like, but the thing is Logan's
Yeah,
younger. Logan's still like 25 or whatever. So
right,
so I think that Pat McAfee is huge amongst a lot of demos, but
right.
probably mostly the 18 to 49. Um,
Oh yeah, especially the 18, especially like the millennial like us audience who are on YouTube
yes.
because I mean he's got the Pat McAfee show on YouTube. Pat McAfee is that older audience gone to um that has gone switched from cable to YouTube, the unplugged generation, you know what I mean? They're cut the cable, cut the cord
Yes.
generation, I would say. Logan Paul is that generation that never even cut the cord to begin with because they didn't have it.
Yeah, they're the generation that didn't even know the cord existed. Like, you show them a rotary
Exactly.
phone and they're like, what is this?
What?
Yeah.
Right? Throwback. Throwback.
Thank you, Throwback, for the super chat.
I think it should say it. I think it says it. I don't know.
I don't know if maybe it goes through the desktop and I don't have that on. That's possible. I don't know. Well, the good thing is we can read it out. Thank you, Throwback, as always, buddy.
Yeah. Thank you, Throwback.
It says,
Welcome.
"Holy shit, I miss both of you guys together." We miss being together too, Throwback.
Yeah.
Steven, what are your expectations of the ROH show? I almost said RVD. ROH show. What are things I should look out for when I go to the show here in Lowell, Massachusetts? McFoley cheap pop. I'll give you a McFoley cheap pop.
Dude,
You get
love.
it? Cheap pop.
Oh.
Funko Pop. I would
Oh.
say to look out for.
Briscoes versus FTR.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, for sure. Um, let's see.
That they announced the card last night on Rampage. The shit is
Did they announce
stacked.
the whole card last night? I missed
I don't
Rampage
know.
last night.
I think I Cesaro and is it Cesaro and Gresham? Somebody Cesaro and Gresham's. I think. I know Cesaro's. I think Cesaro's doing something because he ran out.
Okay, so it is. Okay, I knew about Mercedes Martinez versus Serena Deeb. I like that a lot. I hope Deeb wins the ROH women's title.
She deserves it. She
Yeah,
deserves it. She's so
I like
good.
Mercedes too. Don't get me wrong, but like Deeb's on a short list for me of like my favorite
Right.
women wrestlers right now. Were like, I mean, Charlotte's always up there, and Deeb.
Hmm.
Thunder Rosa's way up there. I love Masha Slamovich too. Love
Oh,
Chris Statlander. Um,
Gresham versus Lee Moriarty. That's right. That's gonna be good.
so no, so that was going to happen. That's going to happen before the pay per view.
Oh, it's gonna happen
On
before.
the pay per view,
Okay.
it's Gresham versus Castagnoli for the ROH World Title.
Yes,
Yes.
that's
You
gonna
got
go real
Jay
good.
Lethal versus Samoa Joe for the TV title. You know what? What you should really this. So Wheeler Universe Daniel Garcia for the ROH Pure title.
Woo!
That's gonna be sick. Those guys wrestled each other for an hour on IWTV like a year ago, and it was the match.
Use your code. Use your
Use code
code.
Fight Talk FIGHTTALK. And yeah, check it out. They had an hour long match that I rated my top match of last year overall. So
Wow.
it was either last year or the year before. I think it was last year. I'm getting all my timelines screwed up. COVID screwed up my whole everything with that. Like
Fucked everything
from like
up.
2020 through the beginning of 2022, I just consider that like 1 year.
It's all
So
a
yeah.
blur. It's all a blur.
But yeah, Throwback, we appreciate you, man. And I would say, yeah, as far as like a thing to look out for, like a dark horse in this whole thing would be Wheeler Universe Daniel Garcia. That should be fantastic.
Yeah, that's gonna be awesome.
Hell yeah. And hopefully there's some surprises too. I'd imagine there's some like AEW people will pop in
Has to
and
be.
stuff like
Has
that.
to be.
So
Has to be.
hell yeah.
Has to be.
Let's see real quick because we only got about another 10 minutes or so. Do you want to talk any more about WWE, or do you want to talk about the tag team titles for AEW?
Let's talk about tag
All right,
team.
so there was a fantastic tag
Yeah.
team title match on Dynamite in the main event where Swerve, Strickland, and Keith Lee, Swerve in Our Glory, defeated the Young Bucks and Powerhouse Hobbs and Ricky Starks in a three-way match to win the AEW World Tag Team titles. Like I said, this match was fantastic. I figured the Young Bucks would win going into the match because they were so new as
Right?
champions. For my money, I still think the Young Bucks are the best tag team in the world.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Hey, if you want to throw FTR in there, I'm not going to argue it. Like, I'm for me FTR is number 2, but it's like I'm not going to sit here and split hairs. Like both teams are incredible.
Right.
But I like this tag team title change. It keeps things unpredictable. Like anything, like a title change could happen on any show with the right opponents, the
Right.
right match, the right story, and this gives Lee and Swerve something to do because in the singles main event scene right now, it's just a little too cluttered, and they're also gonna have to make way for like when Kenny comes back, if and when Danielson
Right.
comes back, and stuff like that. They got to get Darby into that mix soon, in my opinion.
Right. He was on Rampage last night. He did the Sting thing. He jumped off the top of the
So
stage.
awesome. I love Sting and
It was
Darby.
so great.
Um,
They're so great together. And Sting, oh my God, it was so great. Sting and Malachi Black had this like face off, and then they walked out their respective tunnels, and then they both turned
oh,
around.
I gotta watch that. I
It's like,
missed it last
it was
night.
awesome.
Oh, I gotta get caught
So
up on
at
Rampage.
the very end of Rampage, it is you will mark the fuck
Oh, I
out.
can't wait.
You will love
I'm
it.
gonna watch that right
Yeah.
after we get off here. I'm gonna have one screen going with my UFC, and then the other I'm gonna throw on the Rampage replay. Hell yeah! So
Tim last. I like Swerve Lee, but that title change was random. Do you think that FTR Bucks still happens at All Out, or are they saving it for Full Gear? What do you think?
I don't know. I mean, FTR Bucks will definitely happen again. The thing is, FTR or sorry, the Bucks rather. Even though I do consider them the best tag team in the world, they're almost like a. I can't remember who I heard talking about this the other day. Maybe someone on Fightful, and I agreed. But it was like, I mean, actually, it might have been. You know what? It was Joe and Jay Shell, I think, on the late night grin. I listened to a little bit of their show yesterday. I think is what it was, and they were saying it's like the Young Bucks now are kind of like the veteran like special attraction tag team. So it's like they don't
Right.
even really need the titles because it's like a big deal every time they
Exactly.
wrestle, anyways, and it's always a great match.
Oh
But I
wait.
will say it is a little strange that FTR isn't involved with this. Like they have all the tag team titles from everywhere else. Like they should be getting an AEW title match like now.
Right.
So
It is
and
interesting. I wonder it's like because remember when the Young Bucks made that triple threat, everyone was chanting FTR.
yeah, well, yeah. I mean, so they got to be going to that. I honestly think too, though, it needs to definitely be brought up that I think that the Hardys were going to win the tag titles.
Right.
And with
That's
Jeff
true.
out, they probably had to really audible a lot of what they were doing with all of this. So,
Right.
I'm not saying that like Swerve in Our Glory wasn't gonna win the titles or anything. I'm just saying like maybe the plans were different and like the Hardys were gonna be a transitional champion and
Hmm.
like we would have got to this point anyway. But in the meantime, we would have had the Hardys versus Young Bucks for like the tag titles, and then it would have went over to Swerve and Keith Lee. Or maybe they just totally audibled altogether and they were like, you know what, the Young Bucks don't need it. Swerve and Keith Lee, this gives them something big to do until both are ready to
Right.
be. Because both could be in the world title mix right now individually as well, in my opinion. But if not the TV title or All Atlantic title, I mean, as
Hmm.
singles guys, they work great as well. But once again, just because the singles is so cluttered and the tag team division is super stacked, but it's just in like a weird kind of transition period right now where it's like a lot of teams that haven't teamed together a long time are kind of
Hmm.
towards the top. Um,
Right.
so it's but I like all of this, and I guess to answer Tim's question, it did seem a little random, but I'm excited for it, and the crowd was into it, the internet was into it.
Oh yeah.
And I think FTR Young Bucks is still going to happen. It's just I don't know exactly when, but I mean it will happen again. So
Yeah, definitely. I agree. And I feel like, there's so many factions in AEW and stuff that, I mean, at any point you could have any two random people from like what, Blackpool Combat Club or Jericho Appreciation Society or Dark Order. It's like, I think that's the beauty of AEW is, and I hate to do the whole WWE comparison thing, but you look at what happened with the women's tag titles with Sasha Banks and Naomi leaving. They were like, oh, oops. I guess we'll just have a tournament. Oh, wait a minute. We have zero tag teams that are women.
wait, is that what they did? Do they
No, they never had the tournament because they didn't have enough.
did they just
They're
get rid of the
they were
titles?
like, no, they don't. I don't. They're just there. They're just kind of just. We don't talk
Hmm.
about them because. But it's like that's the thing with AEW. It's like you said. Well, maybe the Hardys were going to be the champions. It's like it's all right because we've built up our stars well enough so that another tag team can legitimately win the titles and people will legitimately be happy and they'll be surprised, but they won't be like, what? They'll be like, what?
It's like that with the whole roster, and that's part of what you see. All these people that complain about AEW having too many people and stuff or being too stacked. Like, I get it to a degree because like there's only so much TV time to go around. I get that, but like,
It's like complaining about having too much money. I have too much money.
right? I mean, what a good problem to have. I mean, because it isn't even just
A spoil of
because it
riches.
doesn't even just go to the tag team division. It's like Kenny's out, MJF is gone, Cody left,
Brian Danielson.
Danielson's out, Santana's out. There's a lot of people that are out. And I'm just probably scratching the surface, but some of
I think
those.
Adam Cole's hurt.
Adam Cole's hurt. Yeah, that's a big one. But it's like, but you're still watching AEW, and to me, like CM Punk's
the
hurt.
champion.
The champion. I
Yeah.
mean, it's like you see all that, and you're like, yeah, does the show miss a little bit with them? Sure, but like when you watch week to week, it doesn't seem like the show's gotten any worse because it's like,
It doesn't miss a
yeah,
beat. It doesn't miss
because
a
it's like,
beat.
okay, well, we still got John Moxley, we're still Brian
Right.
Cesaro, we still got
And his match with Takeshita was great.
yeah Takeshita. We'll just start pushing new guys like Takeshita.
Yeah, DDT guy.
Yeah, I mean, like I mean, Hangman's still there, killing it. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, they got so much going for them that like, and there's so much talent that because on the flip side, once again, to make the WWE comparison, Roman Reigns is part time and Cody gets hurt. Now what?
Right. I don't give a flying fuck about WWE right now. No offense.
Me either. It's
It's
fair.
it's like in a chasm. It's like stuck in a chasm of just nothing. I feel like there's no end
Oh, and
game.
Charlotte's hurt too, by the way.
Yeah, Charlotte's hurt,
The
right? So
top
it's like,
woman. Yep.
I mean, I'm happy for Liv Morgan, don't get me wrong, but that's the only storyline that I was like really looking forward to.
Yeah. One,
You
and
know,
I'm sorry to say, but like, there's a 0% chance she's beating Ronda in a rematch. Like, it's just not
right?
happening. So, Liv Morgan fans, I hope you enjoy it while it lasts. I just don't see it lasting super long. Now, she might, get, I don't want to say get lucky because it's based on her own talent and her being over and stuff, but like Bianca Belair has been a nice surprise because
Right.
they've actually kept her at the top and she's having
Which
good
is so
matches.
good.
Yeah.
Right.
I think yeah, she's a real like a real bright spot for the future of the WWE. If she stays there, she's going to be so valuable. Though I kind of hope that she tests free agency whenever. I have no idea when her deal comes out, but like her in a
Right.
company like AEW would be so sick. But like
Yeah.
but Bianca is she's been a very pleasant surprise from the perspective of like I always knew she was very athletic and she was charismatic and stuff, but like she's really put it together and she's a real credible champion at this point, and I see her at the same level as like not necessarily quite like a well. Here's the thing, from WWE perception, like she is on the same level in my opinion right now as like Charlotte and Becky and everyone else because like she's the
Mm-hmm.
champion, she's been defending the belt, she's been main eventing big shows
Mm-hmm.
and stuff. But like overall, to me, Charlotte's still like the top when it comes to that company.
Right.
Sasha was real close, and Becky at
Right.
one point had surpassed her, but I feel like she's cooled off a little bit. But it's kind of they were kind of the big three, and then you had Bailey in that mix too as well.
Yeah.
But really it was kind of like Becky and Charlotte. I felt like were really kind of the outliers. And then,
Mm-hmm.
but now I feel like Bianca's like kind of creeping into that territory, which I like a lot. Like,
Which is awesome.
but at the same point, it's like, why can't you do this with the men? Like where's the
Right.
male version of this over the last few years?
Right.
Like
What's going on? Why are we in limbo?
right, like
You
you
know?
bought one out of Cody, like when you signed him as the character
Yeah.
he created and brought him in. But like, where's the guys that you've like? Where are they? Like,
Where's all these NXT people? Where's
well, they're all in
developmental? Like, where you at?
AEW. Like,
Yeah.
like, so it's I mean it's like they're gonna push Omos, I'm sure, and I don't theory's getting a big push.
Ugh.
Yeah, that's a whole thing. That's
I don't understand why WWE wants you to leave a show feeling like shit.
They love it. Like they really
I was
pride
like,
themselves on
Money
that.
in the Bank had that such high moment with Liv Morgan winning and then cashing in, and then they have Austin Theory fucking the men's Money in the Bank and leave.
Yeah.
Everybody leaves that arena mad. It's like, why?
Yeah.
Why is that your
Well,
goal?
and I'll
I don't
and I'll
understand.
say real quick because we got to wrap up here in a second. I
Yeah.
do want to throw this out there. I've said it on other shows, but I just want to bring it up because I talk about WWE so rarely nowadays. That women's ladder match was so ass at the pay per view. It was so bad. So I felt bad for Liv that it was like, oh, you like I felt happy for that you
None
won.
of the ladders would break.
Well, the thing is, it's like, and I don't want this to come. We don't have to get in this whole conversation. I brought this up on another show, and I didn't want to sound sexist by saying this, and I really don't mean it to be sexist at all. It's just a thought I have. When it comes to pro sports, right? Like WNBA, they use a smaller ball. Golf, they shoot from a closer tee. Like there are things put in place to kind of make it a little more fair for people of all sexes to do these things.
We need women's ladders.
Well, they need something sometimes because like the women in this match couldn't pick the ladders up to set them up. Like that's a problem.
No fault to. Yeah, like, they're too big.
In women's Royal Rumble matches, I'm gonna be honest, they should probably lower the top rope a little bit because they're when it's the men, like they're taller, so like they're getting over the top rope easier. The women are having to like get a running start from halfway across the ring and jump over the rope because it isn't built for them.
Honestly, that's actually not a bad idea. Lower the rope a little bit.
You know, I'm just saying. Once again, this isn't to be like sexist. It's just like that's why in golf, like women shoot from the closer tee because it's more fair. There's you know, we're living in a world right now where everyone wants equality, and we're floating the idea of like of unisex athletics and all this stuff. And I understand it, right? Like I'm all for equality. I'm very pro like. I'm pro gay marriage. I'm pro trans. I'm pro all of that. I would consider myself a very strong ally of the LGBT Q plus community. But at the same time, that also to me is also protecting women, right? Like it's like I want biological women. I want trans women. I want everyone to be safe and to all have equal opportunity to be successful at the things they're doing. So to me, it's like certain things I feel like. Men versus women and stuff, like I think is fine. But then there's other things where I'm like, maybe we should tweak it a little bit just so it's a little more fair for everyone involved. Like that's all I'm saying, you know. And so, you know, when I see certain stuff, like when you watch a ladder match in the women, not only are they having a hard time doing some of these like these spots that they've come up with cool ideas in their head, they're just not executing them well. But on top of that, it's sad to watch a woman pick up one of these ladders and they can't even lift it to even set it up to try to climb it. Yeah, like it just looks wrong. I don't know how else to say it.
It just doesn't look. I mean, obviously it's not natural, but it doesn't look. It doesn't. When you want to give them an equal match like that, you have to kind of like equal the playing field, so to speak. You know?
Exactly. Because here's the thing: if you do intergender matches, that's one thing. It all has to be the same. It all has to be basically where the men are doing it, because that's the same concept to me as like if Serena Williams wanted to try to compete against Roger Federer in tennis.
Yeah.
Like it would have to be at Federer's, because she's the one coming to his league basically to try to challenge him. But when it comes to like individual like gender specific sports, that's when I think it's fine to tweak stuff. Like if it's women competing against other women, then like I don't care if the ball's a little bit smaller. But if the ball's smaller and you're like imagine,
well, in college football the ball is smaller, or the ball's different in college football than it is in the NFL.
Is it a little bit smaller? I didn't even realize that.
I think it's smaller.
It might be.
I think it is.
But it's one of those things,
or it used to be,
where it's like, you know, because also imagine if it was like LeBron James. Well, this is a bad example because it's so unrealistic. But like if like LeBron James were to play one-on-one against Candace Parker. I have no idea who plays WNBA anymore. I know she was a big name before, years ago. But if they were to do that and they use the small ball, LeBron would just palm that thing and just slam it into the. I mean, he wouldn't even have to. I mean, it'd be like a kid's toy in his hand, you know.
Yeah.
So it's like there's but then at the same time it almost disadvantages him because I know Shaq had a hard time shooting free throws because the ball was so small because like him throwing a softball at the rim. So in Pile Driver says, I mean, at the same time you have men and women all different sizes. That's very, very fair. That's very true. But generally speaking, like let's be honest, like if you were to take the average sized female WWE superstar and the average size male WWE superstar, there would be a very large size difference. Right. So that's really more of what I'm saying. There's always going to be outliers to, you know, and there's also, I mean, here's the thing. They've had fine women's Money in the Bank ladder matches before. They didn't have any of these issues. So, you know, it'd be easy also for someone just to say, Steven, you're wrong. Like, look at the women's ladder match that Asuka won. Like, that was great.
Right.
Like, that's true. I mean, it was also heavily edited, but it was a good match.
Yeah.
But, you know, there have been good women's ladder matches that didn't have these problems. I'm just saying...
They've been Hell in a Cell matches, too.
Yeah, well, but that's not... They don't have to lift this...
That's true.
You know, that's kind of what I'm saying is, like, you don't even have to aesthetically make it look different. Just rig it so the ladders are lighter so they can just lift them easier. You know what I mean? Just do something.
Poor ladders wouldn't break.
Yeah.
None of those ladders that night. Not even the men. They didn't bend. They didn't do nothing. Those ladders they didn't give at all. Don't use Amish ladders, y'all. Get the cheap ones.
Exactly. So, you know, that's all I'm saying. It was just an idea. I'm not saying it needs to be changed. I'm not saying, like, anyone's better than or worse than when it comes to this gender stuff or anything. I'm just trying to throw some ideas out there that maybe might make it the fairest for everybody involved. You know, that's all I'm saying. But I will also say too, when Liv beat Ronda for the title, I felt very happy for Liv, and I know Liv's fans were very happy, and the internet was very happy. I hated the way that Ronda reacted to it, though.
It was weird. I didn't get it.
It was stupid because Ronda, in real life...
Ronda should have been pissed.
Yeah, in real life, anytime she loses a UFC fight, she disappears for like a year and won't do media and won't take pictures with people. And all of a sudden, she loses in the cheapest way possible. Just won a hard match against Natalya. Liv comes in and basically... She doesn't cheat because it's within the rules, but you know what I mean. She does it in the cheapest way possible. And Ronda's happy for her and hugging her and congratulating her. Like, what?
Yeah, it made no sense.
So I'm happy for Liv that she got her moment and that she got the championship and that the fans could be happy and Michael Cole and Pat McAfee were marking out hard and like it was a cool moment. I'm glad she got it. I just thought I felt a little bad at the same time because I was like ladder match sucked and that was so weird how Ronda handled that.
It was so weird. It made no sense.
But anyway, I got to go watch some UFC. Jessi, let the people know where to find you at.
Find me on Twitch, Jessi the Buckeye 1. I live stream there. The Twitter, and here on YouTube.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Scrambled eggs. The rest.
Scrambled eggs.
Same. I'm placing an order right now.
Oh, nice.
My brother's picking some food up. There's a diner up the street that's got really good.
Oh, hell yeah.
I'm doing a chicken fried steak with, like, eggs and grits. Like a breakfast and lunch type thing. Yeah. And watching the fights, eating my country fried steak.
Yeah.
So yeah, if y'all want to follow me on Twitter, it's FightTalk _ FIGHTTALK _ you can listen to the Fightful Select Weekender podcast every Sunday at FightfulSelect.com, covering the world of independent pro wrestling. I got the Spotlight with Doug on the RVD Tito for Life YouTube channel. It's every Tuesday, RVD Tito for Life, 10 p.m. Eastern. And every Thursday, myself and Jeremy Lambert, 9:30 a.m. Eastern. That's a morning show, youtube.com/Fightful. And Conrad just started sponsoring our podcast, actually. We're going to start...
oh my God, awesome!
Starting that on Thursday. Very, very happy about that. I think he's sponsoring like everything with Fightful now, which has been really cool. It'll... Put a little extra dough in my pocket, which will be nice. And Conrad's awesome, so I'm happy that he's gonna be getting some ad reads on our shows, and happy to do anything we can to help him out. Good dude, doing a lot for the community. Great podcast network. I just started listening to the Kevin Nash podcast that just started too with Sean Oliver.
Oh yeah,
really good stuff.
Yeah.
So anyway. For Jessi Davin, I'm Steven Jensen. Thank you very much to anyone who's in the chat. Thanks for everyone who donated. We're going to try to do this more often. At the very least, at least like once a month or something. My schedule's just tough, but we'll try to get some weekend shows for you going again. Make sure to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and we will see you when we're on here next time.